Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my review of Naomi episode 3. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Now, episode 3 brought about some semblance of the story. We learned a lot about Naomi in the first 2 episodes. I mentioned the fact that she was outgrowing herself, which led to her not wearing glasses and all of that stuff, and jumping off the bridge has given Naomi a new level of acceptance. So now, instead of being scared by using her powers and everything, we can see that she's letting it come to her. Also, the love triangle took a much needed backseat, as I hoped, as the only person involved in this episode really was Lourdes, the young comic book enthusiast with a sarcastic sense of humour. Now, Nathan, as we know, who's Naomi's ex-boyfriend, seems to have taken my advice too, and he's just moving on as a friend. So Jacob, we didn't get a lot of him in the first 2 episodes, but in this episode we got a little bit more of him, the computer whiz who's been dating Annabelle since elementary school, and he'll do anything for Annabelle. And that makes him an important asset to Naomi, since he's a UFO conspiracy theorist. So it was my wish last week for Zumbado to become more of a helper than the villain he is from the comics. Well, that really blew up in my face this week. We got a peek into what it's all about and what he's after, and how it affects Naomi. Make no mistake, guys, Zumbado is the antagonist in this series, and his crew may have caused the death of her parents, forcing Naomi to escape to Earth. He's the most evil of the original 29 metahumans from the comics that fled their world. Now, in his origin in the comics, it was Zambadu who was about to be executed when his powers kicked in, so he sought to kill the infant Naomi. Her parents then sent her to Earth Zero for her safety, but then were killed in the process. The difference with the TV series is that Dee was the one who was taken the name of Greg McDuffie and adopted her, whereas that's not the case in the TV series. So Zumbado meeting up with his old crew shows they have a plan in place for Naomi now that her powers have manifested, and Zambado wants to use Naomi to further his own agenda. The disc is the one thing that will allow them to return back to their planet, and Zambado knows Naomi is critical to that mission. Giving her a fake disc I thought was a smart plan. He's kind of reading one step ahead of where Naomi is, and I like the fact that he sort of gave her a botched version of the disc. Another lesson for Naomi. Another thing for Naomi is that Dee is sitting back and taking his time with her, teaching her to walk and not run with her powers. He's imploring her to bide her time, because rushing never ends up in a good place with these abilities. Taking time trying to control your powers that you didn't know you possessed a few days ago is the smart move, and I think she realizes that now. At this point, I thought Dee would have had some more knowledge. I did say that he must know about Zambadu because of his wings. You know, they tell him whether a person has a different multiverse frequency. But he doesn't really know what's going on. And, you know, how did he get on Earth as well? Remember, he's an ex-renegade Thangarian soldier. But we don't really know how he crashed on Earth. So I hope that happens in the flashback. Because we need to know what's his purpose. Where does Dee fit into everything that's going on? That's another mystery for me. And what's his connection to Zambadu, if any? The disc that Naomi took, though, provided absolutely no data. And the fallout was that Naomi is facing her punishment from her parents when her mum pulls Naomi aside. She's kind of disappointed and doesn't understand why Naomi did all of this. Now, Naomi can't give her a clear answer, but you know what's coming, guys. You know it's close. And I love how Lourdes sneaks into Naomi's room with Zatanna comics as a reference. Uses the comics to help out where the translation key for the disc might be. When Naomi faces her parents about the truth, they actually take the initiative and take her to the place they found her. They show her a spot with a large round object which Naomi touches, and it lights up with similar markings to the disc. So firstly, guys, overall my thoughts on the episode was a little bit underwhelming as far as pace and urgency. However, after 3 episodes, we're actually at the place where we want to be as viewers. We know the good guys, we know who the bad guys. No wonder Naomi relates so much to Superman. Her origin story pretty much fits in the same way as Kal-El's, with her mum and dad finding her in a crashed spaceship as a baby. The big difference here is Kal-El's powers kicked in much younger than Naomi's, allowing the Kents to have that conversation earlier with Clark. Here, Naomi's parents held out way too long, and they decided to tell her the truth as soon as things started to get really weird. We did get a cameo in this episode, Adam Blake. That kind of caught me off guard. And the army was right about their pursuit of aliens being everywhere on Earth. And this is a big alien too, very powerful. There's no way the police SWAT team members would have survived against Adam Blake. This is DC Comics' Captain Comet. He's a cross between sort of Buck Rogers, Starman and Warlock. Captain Comet's origin stories were mostly like this kind of big idea space opera sold with a minimum amount of pages, like think of the Phantom and the Flash Gordon. Superhuman strength, invulnerability, immense telekinetic and telepathic powers, flight, extended lifespan, super speed, very high level stuff, guys. But I'm not sure if we're going to see that in this series, because otherwise it'll kind of take the shine off Naomi. So for me, guys, it's another 6.5 out of 10 episode, but the plot thickens, of course. The mysteries deepen, and I'm shocked that the dad didn't react when the army told him that there were aliens around. He didn't even flinch, when all this time he knew that his own daughter was an alien. So that kind of caught us off guard. But look, overall, guys, they have a good foundation here in this series, but they may have to get some new writers to create some more world-building dynamics. It's very slow in places, and so far there isn't enough action or drama when you compare it to something like Superman and Lois. So for me, guys, it's about time they turn up the heat a little bit on the show. But that's it from me, guys, and I'll speak to you guys in the next one. Peace out.